Grabpack test. Yeah. I just found this game on Roblox. Even though I have the real games, I don't have chapter 5 or 2. So, yeah.
Get ready with me to go to a funeral. So my grandma passed away last week, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm really sad. But she left us her house in her will. And I'm sure some of you will probably say, okay, cool, she gave you her house, but you should still be more sad than you are right now. And to that, I say, shut up. My grandma would want me to be happy. Matter of fact, she always told me that I was her favorite grandson. Mostly because she had dementia and she forgot all her other grandkids. But still, another reason I'm so happy is I heard there's going to be a chocolate fountain at the funeral. What? Are they gonna put a bounce house there too? Like you're telling me if you were at a funeral and they had a chocolate fountain and a bounce house, you would not be happy. Anyways, this is the final look. Nobody talks about how scary it was when the principal came to your classroom during school. Because I remember one time during class, all the students were talking. But the moment that door opened and we saw that it was the principal, the whole class immediately went silent. You would have thought she was a military leader with how scared she made everyone without even saying anything. She walked in and I was like, salute her or something? I don't know. But what was so
Hold up, let me get the purple hand, dude.
From the meanest person ever to the kindest. All of a sudden, someone would answer a question and the teacher would be like, good job, Anthony, you're so smart. Even though just 2 days ago, she told Anthony he's going to be working at Walmart when he graduates. So what was really scary was when the principal would sit down next to you. Because she sat down next to me a couple times and she'd be like, what are you working on? And my hand would be shaking and I'd be like,
this is pretty easy. I played the real game, so I know what to do here. This is like every other puzzle I've done in Poppy Playtime. Yep, where's it? Purple.
After a couple of days, he was already bored of the job and he was like, there's
Hold
gotta
up,
be a more
why is it
efficient
my
way to do this. And that was
why
when
is
he
my
realized
purple
he
hand?
could just use this AI note taker instead of having to listen to what he says all day. All he had to do was press record.
Why is he breaking?
And when the guy would talk, it would listen to everything he said. And once he stopped recording, it
you
turned
see
everything
this?
he said into notes for him. So my friend literally got paid $300 a day just to follow this guy around and record what he says. The most funny part is, the rich guy could have just used this app himself to record what he said. It's called TurboLearn, by the way, if you want to use it. But he didn't even need to hire anyone. I was staring at a girl on the bus because she had a piece of gum in her hair. And right as I'm about to open my mouth to tell her, she says, excuse me, I have a boyfriend. So I was like, all right, you're going to give me attitude, I'm going to give you attitude back. So I was like, what does your boyfriend think of your hair? And she said, why do you care? As she was running her fingers through her hair. And then she felt a piece of gum, and she started crying. And I felt bad at first. But then she accused me of putting the gum there. So I was like, all right, I'm going to mess with her. And I said, no, I didn't put the gum in your hair. Although I did see a homeless man earlier chewing on gum, and he isn't anymore. And she started screaming. He had done something stupid today, but it wasn't as stupid as what my friend did. My friend was throwing a surprise party for his girlfriend that he's been dating for 6 months. Remember that. And he invited a bunch of their friends over. But when she got there, everyone jumped out and yelled, surprise! But she was super confused. Why was she confused, you may ask? Well, you see, it turns out her birthday wasn't for another 3 months. How did my friend get her birthday that wrong, you may ask? Well, he never actually knew his girlfriend's birthday. But he thought he did. And it turns out that he mixed up his current girlfriend's birthday with his ex-girlfriend's birthday. And you know what the dumbest part was? He told her that. Why would you even admit that? It's on the top. Don't say anything. There's nothing you can say that will make the situation better. But hey, I still had a free slice of cake, so it was a good day for me. The one thing you should never do in a fire drill is use the bathroom. Because one time, I left class because I had to go number 2. Yes, I went number 2 in the school bathroom, okay? I had no choice. But anyways, the fire alarm goes off.
So yes, we're back here.
If you've ever been in the bathroom when that alarm sounds, you know that it is loud in there. So I'm freaking out because the teacher never told us a fire drill was happening, so I didn't know if it was real. So I'm there trying to finish as quickly as possible just in case there's actually a fire and I need to get out. So I start wiping like there's no tomorrow. But the only problem is, every school uses toilet paper thinner than a celebrity on those ends. So I'm wiping for like 10 minutes using a whole roll until finally it was good enough. So I quickly flush the toilet and run outside to see my whole classroom lined up. So I join them, but my teacher sees me and goes, Tyler, where were you? I just took attendance and you weren't there. Sorry, Mrs. Slater. I was busy fighting for my life. Maybe you should get some toilet paper. That doesn't make me feel like Casper the Ghost is wiping me next time.
What?
Having the same teacher your older sibling had can either be the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. There was 2 times where I was in this situation at school.
Okay, I think I gotta get this battery. Battery strategic like in the gotta be strategic like in the real game. And I guess we do that.
And I say yes. Then she says, "Are you Ryan's
Which
younger
opens
brother?" So I
this.
say I am, and she was like, "That is awesome." So I felt like a nepo baby in that class because she treated me way better than everyone else. But the second time this happened, when the teacher saw my last name, she went, "Kelly is Ryan your older brother? Then I go, yeah.
Go
And
here.
then she said,
Wait,
how
what?
could I forget him? What could my brother possibly have done in that class to get that reaction? She looked at me like my brother was the reason for the divorce. So I knew I was cooked for that class. That teacher disliked me so much, I thought about changing my last name just so that would never happen again. This is your warning to never date someone whose love language is physical touch. Because when a person has this love language, it's non-stop. If you aren't touching them for 1 second, they will think you hate them. You could be holding hands with them walking down the street and then get hit by a car. And they'll still be mad at you because you let go of their hand. I remember one time I went to see a scary movie with this girl and we were holding hands.
What connects to here? There. Okay, yeah. We gotta use that battery.
I could tell she was angry at me. I'm sorry, I'm terrified of clowns. What do you want me to do? A person with physical touch as their love language could literally be wearing your skin as a jacket.
Wait, what?
Nobody talks about how hard it is to be in a friend group where everyone is undecided. Because my friends and I rarely ever hang out. Because anytime we try to, this is how the conversation goes.
So, then we gotta go here. But then we got that here, so that we turn on that lever, and then we gotta turn off that button, which turns on that, and then we get the battery, and then we put the battery there, which leads us to the final answer.
Because I was staying at a hotel last week, and it was really old, so I was already a little spooked. But around 1 a.m., while I'm sleeping, I get a call on the hotel phone. And I'm thinking to myself, who is calling in the middle of the night on the hotel phone? Because you can only call those if you're in the hotel. So I knew it was someone else staying there. So I pick it up, but all I hear is breathing.
Oh, wait,
so
I need a battery.
Hello, is anyone there? But no response, just breathing. So I'm spooked, and I hang up the phone, then go back to bed, trying not to think about it anymore. Until about 5 minutes later, I get a call again, so I pick it up and say, is someone pranking me or something? And finally, I hear a voice. So I say hello again, but they don't respond, which makes me hang up. But then a couple minutes later, someone knocks on my door. So at this point, I'm shaking, and I nervously look through the peephole, and guess who it is? An employee. Because right when I checked into the hotel 4 hours ago, I asked them if they could bring me extra towels, but apparently they were busy until 1 a.m. So they were finally bringing them to me. But their phone didn't work, I guess, when they were calling. So that's why they were just breathing. I'm glad that's all it was. But why are you bringing my towels in the middle of the night? Why do middle school teachers make high school sound so scary?
We gotta go.
When I was in middle school, one of my classmates unfortunately passed away from a sickness. And you may be like, Tyler, what does that have to do with your teacher making high school sound scary? Well, after this happened, there was a day in class where everyone was misbehaving. So the teacher screamed, which made everyone go quiet. Then she said, you guys think you can act like this in high school? You can't. If you try acting like this over there, you're gonna end up like Michael. Michael was the kid who passed away, by the way. But what did she even mean by that? Was it a threat? Because it kind of sounded like a threat. Anyways,
okay, so
I was
just get it out
terrified for high
here.
school, thinking it was gonna be like a max security prison in there. But in reality,
oh my god, we can't respond.
like high school was so chill that I used to play Call of Duty with one of my teachers. I'm pretty sure that teacher was just trying to threaten us. If someone asks you to guess their ethnicity, don't do it, because I was pretty good at the airport. So I started talking to her, and eventually she asked what ethnicity I was, so I told her. But then I asked what hers was, and she wanted me to guess. And she kind of looked European, so I was like, are you Italian? She says no. So then I asked if she's Spanish. She says no again. So I guessed a couple more incorrect countries until it got to the point where it started to become awkward. So finally, I just asked her to tell me, and she said that she was German. But the only thing I knew about Germany was World War II, so I had the worst possible reaction to this information. Because I said to her, oh, Germany, nice. You guys had that 1 year back in World War II, huh? And she just had that look on her face that was like, what did you just say? And I don't blame her, because I was also thinking, what the heck did I just say? So right after that, she told me she had to get to her place, which I knew was a lie, because she said she was flying in Houston, and the only plane going there wasn't leaving for another 2 hours. I don't blame her. I would have left that conversation as soon as possible, too. I need to learn more about other countries.
Alright guys, yeah, I'll stop the video,
and
then I'll keep recording when I get to the part where we left. Okay, I'm back.
How am I going to tell him the haircut I want? So the other brother tries to film a picture, so I
oh my
do.
gosh,
this
yes,
is where I messed up, because in the picture I showed him, it
was
was
the
just how I
battery?
wanted the sides to look. Not the top, but obviously he couldn't hear me, so he thought I wanted the exact haircut from the pic. And what did that picture look like? This! I look like an egg! The whole process was a train wreck too. There was a point where he was using a razor on me, but it wasn't even on, and he couldn't notice because he didn't hear it. So honestly, this was probably all my fault. But if you have a bother like this, make sure you're specific. Why do moms just not answer
oh my god.
Because I've asked
That
my
almost
mom
closed on me, not gonna lie.
friends, and she would literally not respond even though she's 3 feet away. So I would ask her again, and then she'd be like, I heard you the first time. Well, then why didn't you respond? Or sometimes I'll ask her a question, and she'll be like, stop, I'm thinking. And I'll look at her phone, and she's literally playing Candy Crush at the same time. Like, you ain't thinking, you just straight up ignoring me. But the craziest thing was one time, I was choking on a piece of sushi, so I was blocking to try to get her attention, and she literally just kept scrolling on her phone. She did not even move a muscle. Never knew. don't understand why moms do this. I think they're just tired of us. This is your right to never correct your teacher. Because I had a teacher who was friendly. I know, shocker, teachers are always friendly. But anyway, because of this, she was super emotional sometimes. And there was one day where you could tell she was really frustrated. So she's teaching her math class, and she tries adding two numbers together, but she gets the answer wrong. So most of us students are looking at each other like, should we tell her she made a mistake? But then we all kind of silently agree not to because we could tell she was in a bad mood. But apparently one of the students did not get the number because he raises his hand. So the teacher calls on him and he goes, actually the answer is supposed to be 573.
Okay.
573. But you can tell this was the teacher's final straw because once he said this, the teacher put her marker down and goes, Albert, do you want to teach the class? And he responds by saying, I was just trying to help. But then she was like, let me do my job. If I made a mistake, I'll figure it out. So we all just looked at Albert like, why would you say that? And she knew that was going to happen. She was so angry, I thought she was going to pop the baby out right there. Have you ever met someone that is obsessed with their ex? Like they try to hide it, but it's so painfully obvious because I know someone that still follows his ex on all social media platforms, and every time she posts, he always says something about it. Like she has a new boyfriend, and when she posted him for the first time, my friend was like, oh, I feel so bad for that guy. He doesn't even know she's crazy yet. Like my brother, he doesn't even follow you anymore. She doesn't care about you. If she's so crazy, why do you still follow everything she does? But how I know for sure that he still likes her is that she posted a picture on her phone of a song she was listening to by Ice Spice. And the next day, I'm in this man's car, and tell me why he starts playing Ice Spice. You might say, that might just be a coincidence. A lot of people listen to Ice Spice. No, this man only listens to country. And last time I checked, Ice Spice is not singing about tractors. So yeah, this man is obsessed. And I've tried to tell him to let it go. Like, I've literally been like, bro, she does not want you. Give it up. But he will not listen. Honestly, I feel bad for him. He's delusional. I saw a TikTok video where someone was able to run 10 miles because they just imagine someone that's trying to pinch their nipples is chasing them. So I'm gonna try it. Mile 1 done. Mile 2 done. This is the worst thing ever. I don't know why people do this for fun. Mile 3 done.
Oh man, this is a chapter 9. Alright.
I'm still on mile 4. I'm pretty sure I am paralyzed from the waist down. I've accepted the fact that this is the spot where I will pass away. Why do people date someone who cheated on their ex to be with them and then get surprised when they also get cheated on? Like I know someone, let's call him Fred, and Fred liked this girl, and even though this girl was in a relationship with someone else, he would still give Fred attention. That's the first red flag. But eventually she cheated on her boyfriend with Fred, and then they started dating. So they're in love for a couple of months, but then Fred finds out that she cheated on him too. He tells me this crying, and he's like, I can't believe she cheated on me. Really?
What do we need?
I can. What? He's super sad, so I have to pretend to be shocked, and I'm like, what? You mean the girl that cheated in your last relationship with you cheated again? Who could have saw this coming? Stevie Wonder could have saw that coming. To be honest, I don't feel bad for him though. He was partially responsible for ruining the other guy's relationship, and he was delusional enough to think that the same thing would have happened to him. My barber got deported a couple weeks ago, so I'm trying a new one for the first time, and I'm kind of nervous. I hope he does a good job.
Batteries back there. Oh my gosh.
Since old people in nursing homes like to listen to music from their generation like this, does that mean that when our generation is in nursing homes, we're going to be like, Cassie, I'm so happy you guys found love. And the best part is, you get to spend Valentine's Day with each other and not alone. Like some of us. When will it be my turn? Oh, you think you're a picky eater? Well, I just went to a restaurant that I've never been to before yesterday that served American food.
I don't have
so
the pressure.
chicken tenders on the menu because that's what I wanted. But after looking through the whole menu, I didn't see them. So I asked the waitress if they had chicken tenders, and she said yes, but only on the kids menu. But the kids menu is only for ages 12 and under. I don't look under 12 years old. I know, but that was really the only thing that looked good on the menu. So when the waitress came to take our order, I just told her I wasn't going to be getting anything except for a water. But then I asked if I could order chicken tenders for my nephew that was on his way. Did I actually have a nephew coming? Of course not. But she ain't getting paid enough to care. So when the chicken tenders came out, I ate them. Can you please just put chicken tenders on the normal menu? Adults like them too. If you ever see someone sleepwalking, do not wake them up. Because I was sleeping over at someone's house for the first time once, and they warned me before we went to bed that they have a history of sleepwalking. So I was like, alright, is there anything I should do about it? And he was like, no, it's usually fine. I just wanted to let you know so you don't get scared. So I figured this would be no big deal until later that night. I was sleeping, but then I hear a loud noise come from the kitchen. So I go to investigate it, and I see my friend holding a fork in his hand. And I know he told me not to wake him up, but he kept waving the fork around, and I didn't want him to get hurt, so I tapped him a couple times. But nothing happened until I yelled out his name, and he quickly opened his eyes. But literally the moment he did that, he tried swinging at me with the fork. I asked him why he did that, but when he was finally fully awake, he was like, I don't even remember doing that. But then we looked into it, and apparently when you wake people up after they're sleepwalking, they get really aggressive. So don't try it. Rich people trying to be relatable is so funny. Because I had a friend growing up up that was super wealthy. Like anything he wanted to buy, he would get. But everyone else in our friend group was just normal kids that had like 14 cents in their bank account. So he would try his best to act as if he had the same problems we had. Like one time, we all really wanted to go to a Lakers game, so we lifted up the price of tickets, and it was like $50. So all of us were like, dang, we're never going to be able to go because we genuinely couldn't afford that. We didn't have jobs. We just played Fortnite 18 hours a day back then. But what was funny about the situation is when we found out the price, my rich friend was the one who acted the most upset out of all of us. He was literally like, dude, $50? That's insane. How does anyone afford to go to these games? Then one of our friends went, can't you like easily afford that? And he goes, yeah, I can. I was just trying not to rub it in your guys' faces. Hey, I appreciate the effort, man. Have you ever met a friend group that uses code names to talk about people at school? Because I didn't know this was even a thing until one time I was in class and I was eating M&Ms. And this girl I sat next to asked if she could take a picture of me holding them. So I was like, why? And she started laughing and she said she couldn't tell me. Eventually, I got her to admit what was happening. And apparently, her and the rest of her friend group had code names for every guy at school. And I guess mine was M&M. But I still didn't understand. So I was like, is it because I'm fake like that? Or but she said, no, it's just our way of communicating without anyone knowing who we're talking about. Then she started naming a bunch of other guys at our school and the nicknames they had. And that's when I realized they were all candies. I'm just glad I wasn't the guy who got the nickname Candy Corn. They must have not liked him. I don't know who needs to hear this, but some people need to put their pets down already. Like I knew someone with an 18-year-old dog that was blind and deaf. So he would just sit there all day doing nothing. But when he would move around, he would just walk straight into the wall.
Finally, this map is finished. Wait, no, what?
So they were like, oh, don't worry, he does this all the time. You think that makes me feel better? Now I know the dog is deaf, blind, and probably has CTE from banging his head against the wall. Also, he couldn't bark because he had throat cancer and the doctor had to cut out his vocal cords. Which makes it even worse because you know if he could still speak, he would be barking, begging for the owner to put him down. Like that dog don't want to be here anymore, you know it. But you still force him to be.
So I went back here.
Rest already. Never teach little kids new words because my friend's little brother watches my content and the other day he asked me what good means. So I told him who it is and if he ever sees it, he should run because he's Jimmy's target audience. But after I told him about it, his mom got home a couple minutes later and literally right when she arrived, he just ran around the house going, kitty, kitty, kitty. And obviously, he never said that word before I arrived, so his mom knew I taught it to him. She asked why I did that, so I was like, I don't know, he just asked. I didn't think it would become his new favorite word, but then she was like, oh, every time he learns a new word, that's all he says. The other week, his older brother taught him the word freak off, which I still don't know what that means, but for the next 3 days, he kept asking everyone if they wanted to have one. So I learned my lesson. Nobody talks about how dangerous it is to take an after-school nap. Because you always think it's just going to be a quick 30 minutes, but then all of a sudden, you wake up and it's 3 a.m. I literally had to stop myself from taking these naps, because one time, I went to go for a nap after school, and my whole family was home. But when I woke up, all the lights were off, and it was completely silent. So I was like, okay, looks like I just entered the void. But then I got up and started walking around the house, and that's when I realized no one was home. And it was also nighttime outside. So I texted my parents to see where everyone was at, and you know where they were? At dinner without me. So I asked them why they didn't wake me up to go eat, but they were like, we tried. We literally shook you telling you to wake up, but you refused. So we just figured you wanted to sleep more. I don't even remember them doing that though, so I don't know what they put in those after-school naps, but it makes it impossible to wake up. I went to school with a foreign exchange student who didn't speak any English, but he really wanted to learn it, so he would ask us to teach him words, and we would. But there was one kid who just loved to tell people. So